You and your buddy.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN GameScoop. I'm your host, Damon Hadfield. Joining me this week is Tina Amini.
Hi.
Sam Claiborne.
Hey, everybody.
And CJ Gibson.
What's up?
Before anybody asks, Justin is on vacation. He's allowed to go on vacation, so he's not with us.
Why did you drag us in here on a Monday?
Because it's a short week for all of us here at IGN. It's a holiday week in the U.S., and it's a very short week for me.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, you know what it's coming. Canada
It's a holiday week in Canada, too.
That's true. You're right.
Canada Day A.
Yeah. Well, so what, do you get like the day off on Canada Day?
Yeah, we get the day off Canada Day on the 1st is the holiday. Yeah.
Do you also light up fireworks?
We do, but I will say that I've been to fireworks shows in Canada. Never as much budget behind them as the ones I've seen in the U.S.
That's a really polite way of saying
We like to go over the top
You
here
guys
in
do.
the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm always waiting for something like, massive eagle to come screaming down.
Now, did you light off fireworks yourself when you were a kid?
I did a little bit, but mostly those sparklers. They were a little safer. We did
You
those
only had the
lots.
safe
Yeah.
fireworks?
It's very Canada reserved
That's
of you.
right. I just didn't want to lose
What about
a
bottle
finger.
rockets? You ever play with those?
Yes, but it was one of those things I never played with those till later on, and I think I was out of the house by then. It's like trouble.
Black hats? They have black hats in Canada?
Yeah, deja vu, like Matrix style. Yeah,
That's like
Are these still firework names?
Yeah.
like a string of firecrackers,
That's like the
in
most
the red
common-
bag
Oh, yeah.
packaging.
yeah.
But New York has all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
They have like hardcore fireworks.
We have to go
there.
upstate to get our fireworks.
Yeah,
but,
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff was usually illegal. So like firecrackers and stuff like that, you couldn't really have readily available in Canada. So you'd always have to go to the U.S. to get them and bring them back.
Did you guys ever have the ones that shoot off little guys in parachutes?
No.
That sounds familiar to me.
They're so cool. So
Really?
they're like this big, and they go pop, and they fly way up in the air, and then the little parachutes come down with
That's
glowing embers
adorable.
on them. It's so cool, and you can kind of like see them swinging, but you want to do those in the day so you can kind of see.
Do you
the
try to
parachutes.
catch it in your hands? Just
Well, they're
get
burning.
burned.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's really fun. I think those are the
Some
ones you have
people
to
do.
like, really watch around kids because they
Yeah.
look so fun to play with.
Yeah.
sure there's a show about
Your
that.
cat comes out and starts batting
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Regrets
Yeah. And
decisions immediately.
Pets hate fireworks.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's so brutal on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Firecracker Scoop. We've got a great show for you this week. But first, unfortunately, you did lose 20 questions last week, which means that legally Sam is required to wear his eyepatch.
Well, I was going to save it for 20 questions.
The whole episode? Whoa.
Brutal.
He's committed.
look, I don't make up the rules.
Okay,
This
that's
is
fair.
just, we have
Is
to
that
abide by the law.
Is this?
So the podcast listeners at home know Sam is now wearing an eye patch.
I feel like you're wearing it very incorrectly.
No, there's a right way to wear it.
I'm
and
pretty
I
sure
couldn't
it's
remember
not
how
supposed. The string isn't supposed to go under your other eye. I think it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just above it.
Just across the eyeball.
we need
if
to
you
channel
would.
your best.
if you wouldn't
across
mind.
the
here.
naked eyeball. is
Yeah,
what
there you go.
it's supposed
That's
to go.
better.
No, I like it when it goes. Oh, I see what I know what I did.
I think
Maybe
the
it's for
whole
the other
purpose
eye.
of the
This is
eye
great
patch,
audio content.
is to be able
It is.
I got
to
it.
is to
supposed to go
actually
down this
see out of your other eye.
Why is it pointy on one side?
I think the style.
Does it point down so you know?
It looks very
It's
uncomfortable.
the style.
Is the other?
Which was
I'm
the
just
style
gonna
at the
stop
time.
Sam
criticizing.
Claiborne, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Normal?
Sam Claiborne.
Looking good.
I think as normal as you can get.
Yeah, that's looking good.
How?
It was a grievous loss.
Well,
can hear
each week is a chance to make up for the last week.
There you go.
We do have a great show for you this week. We're going to be reading through the July 1993 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Well, one of us will be reading through it because I can't read like this.
But first, it's time once again that time of year to check in with Game of the Year Watch.
Oh,
We're
cool.
halfway through 2019, 2 quarters down,
yeah.
2 quarters to go. Time to take stock of all the best games of the year. Talk about what.
This is exactly halfway through the year.
I mean, exactly. Today's July 1st.
Yeah.
Time
One
flies.
eyeball down, 6 months.
It's
Couple good
it's
games.
actually like there's things are coming together. Halfway through the year, July 1st. It's on a Monday. It's the first day, obviously,
Yeah.
of the month.
It's the first day of the rest of our year.
Oh man,
Today's the first day of the rest of our year.
not looking good, Sam.
The rest of our lives.
We have not given out 10 this year.
Yeah, but
No God of War. What are you gonna
No
do?
Nintendo games.
No
really,
Red
I
Dead
guess,
Redemption
yeah.
2. What are
Well,
you gonna do?
and I'm having trouble thinking of the games that got close to a 10. I know we're going to talk about those, but
There's a
Yeah.
trilogy
Well,
of
I'd give it a
games that all got 9.5s
Yeah.
this year from IGN.
Have those been
Different
Nintendo?
franchises.
Most recently, Super Mario Maker 2.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
so 9.5 is what
Yep.
you're. Man.
Yeah.
yeah.
What are the other two, do you think?
Resident Evil 2.
Nope.
Ooh,
Resident
I was
Evil
gonna
4.
guess.
Just any Resident
Did
Evil.
Apex Legends?
Ooh.
get-
Got a 9.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Did
Now
not-
you gave
9.5.
Bloodstain a 9.5.
No,
I was
in
gonna
in
say
my heart I
Bloodstain.
did. But for everyone else, it's an 8.8.
No, I think you gave it a 9.5.
Just the Switch version.
Wait, other 9.5 games that came
Yeah.
out.
So Super Mario Maker 2, and along with
Hint. It's a mini 20 questions. Need a hint.
Seriously.
It's a
Look,
Is it on current
it's a
generation?
ninja samurai themed game.
the Dark Souls like from this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
that one.
Sekiro. Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Sekiro.
Look, this is a Monday situation, not anything else. All right?
Yeah, that's
I just
fair.
want to point out we hit our Monday mornings hard here.
Yeah.
And we have to do so much stuff.
I really want us to be in the new studio. I got to say that. I
Hinted
photo
at that last
bombed.
week.
Exactly. I hinted at it last week. They're still doing the upgrades. So because we had to do it on Monday, it's going to be ready in the next couple days. So.
Are you saying that's why we're off this week?
Yeah.
Just
Well, that's
all our
just-
minds are on
that's it.
studio. We
That's
just can't
it.
help it.
All right, so Sekiro.
And Mario Maker 2 and Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, that
Ooh,
makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah. That's a good one.
Those are
That was a good one.
Those are
Yeah.
the three
A
highest
little bit of that.
highest rated games from IGN this year so far.
Nice.
I don't know
Weird
what
year so far. Last
Weird
year felt a little bit fuller this time of year.
I think so. I think for me, 2019 has not been very strong for AAA games. There's been lots of really cool indie stuff that I've
Yeah.
been playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you had God of War at the beginning of last year, you felt like that was going to be the game all the
Yeah.
way through. That was it. I'm not sure. Yeah.
See, that's bias right there. You just made your determination in January.
I
and you
kind
called
of
it a
did,
day.
though.
and
I kind of
When did that game come out?
That game was
What
out.
month?
I remember it was. I think
March,
April. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But once I played
Nobody
that
knows.
game, yeah, it was so good. I knew it.
Other high-scoring games this year, games that have gotten a 9 or higher. Total War 3 Kingdoms got a 9.3. That's a
Video game.
a strategy
Solid.
tactics game.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it's a
I
Sega,
love it, but
Sega
yeah.
game, Sega published game.
Sam, you look so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel okay?
Do you feel okay?
Boring
I can't
into your
see you.
skin. Okay, well, yeah,
Does it
exactly.
look tight?
Just
It does.
follow the sound of our voices.
That's it.
As long as you're comfortable.
His face is all red.
Feels great.
And then there's 7 games that have gotten a 9 this year. Layers of Fear 2, a psychological horror game. I played it myself.
No.
Observation. You familiar with this one?
I'm not.
It's trapped in space, 2001-like, where I think you are the AI observing your crew. Risk of Rain 2, even though it's in early access, we give that a 9, and that is a third-person roguelike shooter. Not played that one either. And then Mortal Kombat 11, Apex Legends, Slay the Spire, and the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Man.
Gotcha.
Those are
very
the
good.
those
You're
are
close with that RE2 guess.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
But, like, that's the 9
that's
and
my
over.
game of the year. But you like Slay the Spire best, right?
Slay the Spire is one of my favorite games of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Resident Evil 2 remake though would be my favorite. If I were going to vote right now,
Right.
what about you guys? If you were voting for game of the year right now, what do you think you would vote for?
I think same. But that's just sad for the rest of the lineup.
Yeah.
I cheated and wrote down the games that I've played this year so far because I have bad
I wrote
memory.
them down too.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's
Smart.
called being prepared and being professional, not cheating.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry 5, and honestly The Division 2, but I didn't play it nearly as much as I wanted to. I
Right.
couldn't sync up with a good group.
Yeah.
That's an 8.5.
But I like playing it.
See, I feel like a
Solo.
lot of these games are. I mean, I guess besides Devil May Cry, which I feel like that's Sekiro as well. Actually, I played probably about like 30 or 40 hours of Sekiro. I haven't got a chance to beat it, but I really actually enjoy that game a lot. But I do like Apex Legends too. I think there's something to be said about. I think these games get a little bit of a bad rap where it's impossible to satiate that audience, and that game is so well done.
like service games where
Yeah, service game, like, constantly updated weekly basis, and then they're in season 2 right now. It's just, they launch and they change so much over the year. It's hard to actually grade them after,
What
Well,
if it was
you
a-
also have to be the kind of player that keeps up with that kind of
That
game
too.
to really be able to assess it by the end of the year. Like, what does Apex Legends look like in December?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or rather November when we're making boots?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish it were enough that you guys had a great time playing that game for 3 weeks. Like that's the mark of a good game too.
Well, that's the thing.
that's not what EA wants to happen.
Exactly.
Well,
But that's like
it,
that's
right?
like the marketing and monetary side of it, but the art side of it should be like we like that game. Sorry, I have no depth perception.
No. You just keep smashing into me. It's
everyone.
But no, I think that's it, right? Is that you look at that game, and I mean, from a AAA standpoint, which is free to play, that in my mind just was one of those games that came out there and did that in a way that I don't think any other game had done. I mean, Fortnite came out and did that a little bit, but they had that Save the World before, and so it was seen almost as like an early access game versus the way Apex Legends launched. It was AAA right off the start, and it still feels and plays amazing. So, I just don't know if they'll be in contention, which sucks.
Right. I
It's
thought
a
there'd
great
be one
game.
of those every month after that happened because it seemed like such a repeatable thing.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been.
Well, not only that.
Apex really made a splash.
Oh, absolutely. I just think that from a development standpoint, that's a very risky model, and I don't think there's a lot of other studios besides somebody like Respawn who feels a lot of confident in that shooter space could do that. but who knows? I mean, Jedi Fallen Order actually looks pretty cool too. I don't know if that will be in contention, but hopefully. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see the whole behind closed doors demo, but everybody who has had lots of great things to say about it. So,
I liked it.
Tina played the whole demo.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was tougher than I expected. I performed a lot of Dark Souls style rolling to avoid a lot of the enemies.
There was a 25 round combat session before
for just
it even
the tutorial.
started.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool though.
And it was in
Very intensive training, very long demo because of this. Actually, probably one of the more unique demos I've ever played on the show floor anywhere.
Awesome.
Just because you normally don't get that level of training, and I think that speaks to its difficulty, obviously, and just the difficulty, a lot of the combo moves that you have to pull off as well.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
I mean, the enemies have
that's it.
legit AI, so they were like, you see somebody play through that knows what they're doing in that EA demo, but when you are like playing yourself, like you don't know how to counter. And like she had to learn like basically on the spot from some the devs were do like how to counter like everything, and then every single round is different enemies, and then the combos of them are good. Like it was smart combat.
Yeah, absolutely. And they play off the enemies play off each other really well too, because some are in your face, some are targeting you from far away, others are like sweeping around behind you. So it's like very complicated, lots of things that you have to be mindful of. And then I kept forgetting like which trigger is force pull and which is force push, and which is like throwing my lightsaber, and which combo of other things does this other thing. Damon saw.
Well, yeah, we were both watching.
He was witness.
But you can totally tell, like, as the game, if you play the game, like that, the game teaches you that.
Yeah.
But this, they just give you everything, and they're like, well, remember, you still have.
You
this.
get comfortable.
Like, you don't
with
remember
it.
that because you're in the middle of an E3 demo, and there's 60 different attacks that you've skill tree unlocked, and you just don't know what those.
I think it's promising though.
But yeah, and I think
Wookiee
that
character model aside.
Yeah, and from a Star Wars franchise, as well as they laid out all the things that the game is not going to do, so everybody I think is prepared for like, no microtransactions, no loot, or all this other stuff that I think has marred previous versions of Star Wars in the past. Hopefully, the gameplay. Melds well with the story, and it would be a great game. So,
and there's some like unique artwork that they've done. I forget what they said was like a unique design that they did. Was it like inside the AT-AT, or was it something? Yeah,
well, I was saying like I never see the insides of these, and they're like, well, you get to see them in like Clone Wars or Rebels, but like this is a different era of them.
Yeah,
it was really cool. They had like the speeders inside.
Yeah, exactly. So they had like a little bit of creative freedom to just play around with their own environments, which is cool. Good for them.
I was thinking like last year, my game of the year was like Red Dead 2. Easily.
Yeah.
And they keep on adding little like online things. And like recently, like maybe like a month ago, they added like story stuff to online. I still never even started the online story stuff. So like what if at the end of this year, our game of the year again could just be Red Dead?
It would have to be Red Dead Online, because technically that's a different experience from Red Dead 2.
Right.
But like
the marketing.
If there's enough of that single player like ish stuff that's in the online world, but it's all story, like I'd be so into that.
I guess
I'm ready to play more.
technically speaking, Red Dead Online launched
also came last
this.
year. Oh no,
this year.
We
it was like
reviewed it.
last month. Yeah,
We finally reviewed it this year.
yeah,
I think we gave it
because
like
it came
8.5.
out of beta, like formally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a tricky scene though when it comes to reviewing games. So like
What's that?
stuff like that, like how do
Yeah.
you assess that versus like an actual release, right?
Well, she just explained it.
Well, but that's my point. So is that
She's the editor in chief, and she
I
says
get-
we're allowed
no.
to do it.
Let's just
Okay.
cut this video
I'm
so
just saying.
CJ's thing came first and then mine came.
just saying?
Love you, CJ.
Is that fair? Is that fair
To
to
who?
do? Just in general. I mean,
It's not fair to the reviewer because it's confusing.
that's true.
Or is it fair?
Or is it fair to the
You're saying, is
publishers
it
as
fair
well,
to the
and the
voting
developers?
rounds?
Yeah, as well. I mean, it's
No, I mean, that's the thing. Even Apex Legends, it's difficult because you have the
Absolutely.
players that are like, yeah, I'm going to be committed to this game for the rest of the year. And then you have players like me that fell off after a month.
yeah,
I'm not the World of Warcraft girl I used to be. So what are you going to do?
yeah, exactly.
Too many games out there.
That might be a hit this year too. The
World of Warcraft?
Oh,
World of
yeah.
Warcraft
Classic?
Classic.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll play it.
People
Wow.
are flipping
For a
for that
month.
game. It's
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
be so good.
I
Yeah.
sit next to James Duggan, so I know.
You mean you're biased?
Yeah, he is.
He loves it.
yeah.
Do you guys have a sense of if we did vote on Game of the Year right now based on this, how the staff would vote?
Ooh,
What would
I feel
sort
like
of-
Resident Evil 2 was one of the last games that we all kind of widely talked about in the office. Maybe
Yeah.
Sekiro also.
I think
Apex.
Sekiro.
Yeah.
Apex.
Definitely,
Apex?
there's some people behind Apex.
that's-
There are,
Yeah.
that's true.
I feel like if we put this up as a poll, and maybe we should do this,
And then-
our audience,
Ooh.
I think, would probably go Sekiro.
I think they would too. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll do the game of the year watch.
That's a
poll,
good idea.
Yeah.
tomorrow. That'd
Yeah.
be really fun. And
Yeah,
stuff with
done
it.
deal.
But that's what
Outer Worlds might get it.
Really?
The people that are playing Outer
Wait, you mean Outer Wilds?
Oh, Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird
People
thing
that are playing Outer Wilds right now are saying it's their
That's
game of the
true.
year.
I know we gave it a fairly lower score. We gave it an 8.4. So it's just like I don't know. It's kind of in a weird spot.
Well, this is what I was saying about release month too. I feel like if you had have taken Apex Legends and released it in like the later quarter of the year, like September, I just feel like it would probably have a more viable chance than at the beginning of the year. Just because of the type of game it is.
We'll see if Outer Wilds continues to.
Wilds is supposed to have it's supposed to have a great ending, and we wrote about that today.
Yeah.
Check out Tom Mark's piece on that. But the whole people are saying like if you're gonna play that game, like beat it because that is the way to know that it's a really.
What did Ace Combat 7 get? What did we give
7
Ace Combat
something.
7? Oh, okay. Because a lot of people were talking about that when that came out. Mortal Kombat 11.
That's a 9.
The problems with that, with like the staff question, which is a really good question, is that we have people on staff that flipped for that game and love it, including our reviewer
Which one?
Mitchell,
What game?
for Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people ended up playing it besides him. That would be
But that's
as
kinda
big
like-
of a crowd as like the Resident Evil 2 crowd.
That's why I don't know that a fighting game has ever won Game of the Year from IGN.
Smash maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Smash.
yeah.
But remember when we read these old magazines. Everyone was obsessed with Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter, yeah.
Across the board, like they couldn't print enough information about Street Fighter 2 in their magazines. Like, but now today, fighting games are a much more niche genre. Just like Total War 3 Kingdoms, a big strategy game
Yeah.
like that. Like, not a lot of people are going to play that one.
I also feel like
least
there are
not.
some games where if you polled the audience, like if we put Days Gone in there, I think that would be a contender in the sense of that game came out when not much else was coming out, especially AAA wise. So I think people gravitated towards it a lot because of that. So I think you might see stuff like that pop up mid-year.
And then I put together a little list of other games that I personally loved this year. I tweeted this out earlier today. Wargroove, which came out earlier this year. The Advanced Wars like game, which I don't think you played, Sam.
I should get that for my flight out of the country this weekend.
Yep. That would be really good for
great.
that. But I also loved Katana Zero.
But it gets really hard. You said right.
It does get
Like
difficult, yeah.
annoyingly so.
It gets challenging.
Okay.
Katana Zero would also be appropriate for your trip.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
coming
Did
up.
you beat that?
No, not yet.
I downloaded it.
I've only
Based
been
on
watching
it.
Veronica Mars for my
That's
entire
right.
existence for the last 2 weeks.
Obviously,
For my review. Yeah, for work. Yeah.
I liked Bloodstained, which you talked about last week.
Yeah.
I do love Slay the Spire, but it's a card game. It's not going to be for everyone. But a lot of us, Tom Marks, Dan Stapleton, Casey, we all really
Digging?
like it a lot. Yeah,
Nice.
I like Cadence of Hyrule. I started playing that over the weekend.
Nice.
Looks really
It's
cool.
just like so different. I didn't play Crypt of the Necrodancer, so I really like the Zelda like the vibe of it, all the characters and like the sprite work. It's a little bit hard to like wrap my head around the rhythm mechanics. And,
I like how-
memorizing enemy patterns and knowing how you're supposed
It'll
to approach
click.
them. Yeah.
It'll click and you'll like it a lot. You need to get the sword that only swipes the first 3 spots in front of you.
I got that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just switch to that, and it's basically a cheat. But yeah, that game. I was just thinking about this a lot. That it has a really good Zelda style, but none of the enemies look like any other Zelda game. So it's like the Lizalfos are like really funny, and they have like funny facial expressions, and they'll like charge you down.
Yeah.
But they don't look like they do in any.
Yeah,
other
you're right.
Games.
I
It's
wouldn't.
really cool.
Yeah, I didn't put it together.
It's like its own thing. A lot of work went into the art of that game.
But then what is the like roguelike aspect of it? Because every time you die, the world is the same. The
Yeah,
map is the same.
if you start that game again, or if you
Okay.
look at my game, it's a completely different overworld.
Okay, I got you.
And there's elements that are in the same place, but even in the blocks that make up those screens, those change up. And then also dungeons, certain dungeon floors are randomly generated every time.
Gotcha.
Crazy.
Interesting. I also liked Steam World Quest, another card game, turn-based RPG. I liked Blaster Master Zero 2.
Nice.
Really, really good, and I feel like not many people played that one.
Yeah.
That one's on
Yeah.
Switch. And then I really liked the most recent expansion for Hearthstone. It's awesome single-player content in there. What about you guys? Any other like favorites from this year?
We already mentioned it, but Bloodstained is absolutely my second runner-up.
That's cool. That after Resident Evil 2.
Love it.
I think we hit all mine. And then I mentioned Katana Zero last
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah,
Really
same. Sekiro. I think Sekiro probably right now has the ability to be one of those, top 3 game of the year sort of things.
no one's mentioned Rage 2, I
I
noticed.
know. I played Rage 2 a little bit.
Yeah,
I
did
played a little
too.
bit too.
Draw me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried getting back into it last night, and it just wasn't really grabbing.
It's one of those things where it's like a popcorn flick. You just go, you expect
Yeah,
it
totally.
for like,
yeah. You have to
2
have
hours,
midway
10 hours.
expectations.
Yeah.
What'd you
Yep.
remember?
Mario Maker 2.
Mario Maker 2, yeah?
Yeah, the single player is really good. There's like 100 Mario levels in it that Nintendo made.
Nintendo made them.
I know.
Did
They made
they
them for
say
me.
to Sam from Nintendo?
It's that game is incredible.
It is really good. I was just playing a little bit with Brian there right before we came in, and I was looking at the UI changes and a bunch of the aesthetic details. There's enough that's the same, but then they've tweaked a bunch of little things, and then he showed me a Mario 3 level. Just the fact that I could slide downhill. I was like, oh, yeah. So good. I'm excited. My kids and I are playing that every day on Wii U right now, leading up to it. So I can't wait to go.
You know what I like about? I was thinking about this a lot this weekend while I was playing with a friend, and she wasn't great at Mario games, and we were like playing through a lot of it, and it was just funny. Like, it's absurd.
Yeah.
And in even levels Nintendo made ones that people downloaded, we were just like rolling. It was like so funny. And I love how, like, even when you're designing the game, like, there's noises and just garbage and it's just hilarious.
It's really well done. Actually, somebody was asking, what was your favorite E3 memory from over the years? When did Mario Maker launch? When they had that original E3 championship game? What year was that? Was that 2016 or I don't want to quote the year.
Before that, it wouldn't have been 1 year before the Switch launched.
Yeah,
I don't remember the exact.
I can't remember the year. It's either, I think it's 2015 or one of those years. It's crazy how long ago it was now. But that moment, I actually walked into the war room and we were all watching that crazy moment where they were designing those stages and they were playing them on the stage for everybody else. That it was like a flashback to the Wizard. Watching them play Mario 3 in that moment. I've never been more excited watching other people play a video game than in that moment watching Mario.
Explain what the Wizard is.
Do I have to do that for some people here right now?
Fred Savage
going to California.
It's basically a commercial for Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That you feature film commercial.
You thought that you watched in
It really was. But the moment those screens came down and they played through the Mario,
it's about little
3
kids
level.
playing in like a world championship.
It was so good.
Thing.
It was so good.
Very funny.
Do you guys know what the IGN's most read article of the year is?
Article.
I think you just told us this, and I still don't remember it.
No, that was
How much
video.
of a Monday it's been. Oh, okay.
Article.
I'm gonna say Dark Phoenix Easter eggs.
No.
No.
It's going to be a review.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us a hint.
Yeah, hint.
The game wasn't so hot.
Days Gone.
Days
review.
Gone?
No, it was Anthem.
Perfect. That's a perfect. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Anthem review.
That makes
Good
a
recipe.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because people had high expectations, so did we.
Just
Our
that.
IGN first was super positive and interesting.
And
then-
to be fair, I'm sure we also put up a review in progress. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
so it sort of draws out the life
Right,
of the article.
yeah.
I actually cannot believe that was just this year that game launched.
February, yeah.
Because when you think about what
Well, it
those
was like-
games are supposed to do and how long they're supposed to last.
Wasn't like the same month as Apex Legends?
it was like the same
yeah.
week.
Yeah,
Like,
it
Apex
was.
completely. I mean, Anthem killed itself.
Yeah.
But man,
That's
Apex
right.
just steamrolled it.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Same
Well, because
publisher.
Destiny. Well, that's the other problem. I mean, and again, EA kind of did this last time to Titanfall 2, sandwiching it in between its Call of Duty competitors and everything else like that a couple years back. Yeah, I mean, poor Destin. Destin was pretty amped up on this game, and we saw it again at E3. We saw it the first time at E3 last year, and it did. It looked really good. It played good, but there was not. You didn't know if there was any substance there. Like from a looter shooter, there's a lot that needs to be there.
Why are we feeling sympathy for Destin? You lost the thread there.
Sorry, because I was getting
He
to
was
it.
excited for it.
Because we were all excited for it. So when we played it,
I thought I was going to play a bunch.
exactly, Sam. Yeah, well, there you go. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of people I think. I feel the worst for Destin though, because I think deep down he wanted that Destiny transitional
Yep.
game where we were playing Destiny for 3-4 years, and I've been playing Destiny forever as well, and Halo games before that. I just did not feel like this was the Destiny killer or
Yeah, it was supposed to be the replacement,
to Destiny. And so for the people who did believe that, I do feel bad for them.
I played more Division 2 than I expected I would.
Yeah, in Division
over
2, I think.
Anthem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, because they made some changes that were seen as very positive in comparison to the first Division. And I mean, I think that's
There's a
the
lot
trouble.
of quality of life stuff too.
Absolutely. I mean, you come up with a new IP and you just, you're not sure what's happening. And obviously, we've seen and read tons of articles about how that
Yeah.
game in development. was-
Well, Anthem 2.
yeah.
Anthem 2.
2022.
Yeah, you think?
I don't know.
Is there a chance for Anthem 2?
It's just going to be Anthem spelled backwards.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Which is
Metha? Is that what it is?
Metna?
Metna, or-
meh.
Metna.
Oh, there it is. Meh.
It writes itself. You know. Happy Canada Day, CJ.
What? Is that a clue?
Yeah.
what could possibly take
Is
place
it Olympic
in Canada?
Games?
No, it's Blades of Steel.
Hey, that's what it was.
A hockey game.
Yes.
Hockey game.
There it is.
That was really cute music.
That was
Yeah,
solid
it's
music.
actually
Yeah.
really
It's a
good.
good
We'll
Konami
hear
music.
We'll hear another one a little bit later.
Blades of Steel.
CJ handed me the July 1993 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly. I don't know what happened with the cover here.
Yeah,
We're
I was
missing.
actually
Is that intentional?
wondering.
What's,
Yeah.
Is
Is
that
it
one
like
of
a
those
full
fold
spread?
over posters?
It's supposed to be for Jungle Strike. For Jungle Strike, but we're missing something. We're missing this part of it.
We're missing half.
You know when you
It's
cut
weird.
a piece of paper on top of a magazine, you're like, oh shit, it cut
Yeah.
over here
Oops.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, that must be what happened. There's an ad for Mortal Kombat.
Naturally.
The original Mortal Kombat. It
11?
says, coming to leading game systems.
Oh, there we go.
Ugh.
September 93.
Cool.
Without
Wow.
Look how
blood.
bad
I know.
the
little-
transfer of
Aw.
that.
I know the little photos are really bad, but what is it?
They're so blurry.
Coming
to take
leading.
those with Polaroids like off screen.
yeah, coming to leading video game systems.
Well, it's like, I mean, how it came to
It
SNES.
came to everything.
No, but that's my point. Yeah, what
I had it for Game Gear, and it was
There you
on
go.
Game Boy, and on Game Boy it was
That's
such
right.
trash.
It was so bad. I mean, we have what other systems? I mean, it's
I
too
don't
many.
know.
Too
Like,
many.
what's so?
It did not come to TurboGrafx.
This is an ad for this third-party video game controller, which
Oh my god.
the name of the company is very unfortunate. It's called STD.
Ooh.
But in the ad, he's like piloting the giant controller underwater, shooting sharks, and it's pretty graphic. Like
There's just blood everywhere.
yeah, this shark is torn in half, and there's blood all through the water. But I'm like, what? What does it have to do with anything?
Pretty sure sharks can't
it
look
looks
down
cool.
in that
I
direction
know, I like
that.
The shark has a target him.
Shark's got crazy eyes.
I thought maybe it was like
an
a
overbite.
jab at Game Shark, like they would be a competitor. But I don't think Game Shark was around in '93. I don't know.
Sharks,
That is weird.
it's like hyper real. The shark has a big cartoony eyeball.
the target
It's
on
a
him?
force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided to go with.
I guess they couldn't license a game, so at the last minute they're like, we need something that looks like a game.
There's an ad for
that's
Yoshi's
awesome.
Cookie,
Oh, nice.
which it's kind of weird. It's like the like Nintendo branding is suspiciously absent.
Do you remember when Odyssey came out and they would use like this ad would be I can't point because I can't I have no depth perception. But that Mario with
Yeah.
the chef hat is probably only in that ad.
Yeah.
And that's in our Odyssey.
Yeah,
Because that's
that's
how obscure it got.
Yeah.
They had like calendars with like Mario and like a Western cowboy outfit
That's
and they
cool.
just used that for it.
What's that cookie? I recognize all the other
That's a
ones.
donut.
Flat
That's a
donut.
very flat donut.
But this company, Bulletproof Software, are actually the ones that developed Yoshi's Cookie.
What do you mean you recognize the other cookies?
Well, you haven't seen these ones
One
before.
could be a
like
flan.
that's like a thumbprint cookie. It's a variation of the thumbprint cookie. That's the one with the
Very
candied
famous
cherry
cookie.
on top
Deep
of it.
cookie lore.
That's some shortbread something or other. But yeah, that's that chocolate vanilla checkerboard whatever cookie.
And a donut.
It's
And a
Yoshi's
flat
Cookies.
donut
And
or
a
a
donut.
pretzel. Who knows?
Maybe it's the Girl Scout cookie that has the coconut flakes and the stripes of chocolate on it. That's a donut
no,
shape.
that's a solid. Not it doesn't have a
Samoa?
hole. Yeah, I don't think that. Oh, that does have a hole in it.
And then Mario's
We did it.
Mario's
Identification.
missing.
I don't think we did.
Mario's missing gets a 2-page spread.
Why?
Also not developed by Nintendo. This is developed by Software Toolworks.
Yeah, I remember playing that game and going, "Wow, this is clearly not developed." By
I have this
Nintendo.
game on my desk
Cool.
for PC.
Feels weird.
There's 3 Nintendo games that came out for PC right around then. I have them.
Feels weird, man. In the letters to the editor section, they have the readers wrote in with a correction of their own. They said, I was wondering why Blanca's name was spelled as Bronca in your May 1993 issue, and they actually mean in the game. There was a screenshot where
Oh.
Blanca showed up
Oh, gotcha.
as Bronca.
That's an Easter egg.
Yeah, well, the editor says, guys, slow down a minute. Remember that Capcom only had an 80% finished copy available. The Bronca name was one of those glitches that should be corrected in the final copies.
That's cool.
So that's
If
good.
I knew
to
that, yeah.
Yeah, I bet that game code is super rare now too.
Yeah,
to have
actually pretty good.
Bronca.
hats made.
An ad for Pocky and Rocky on Super Nintendo that says the best Super NES game yet or ever.
Right.
It's a lot of
Could be.
ellipsis
bold.
before
Pretty
that.
hype.
It's bold by Natsume.
Yep. Hype train.
It's because they wanted alignment.
Yeah.
Is Pocky and Rocky a
This is
reskin
my
of a
magazine
Japanese thing?
experience coming
Yeah,
to you
right. There you go. Your print
in
background.
2019.
We're going to page 18. Oh yeah. I had never heard of this. Tell me if you've heard of this thing. This is another letter. It said, lately I've been hearing a lot about barcode systems in your magazine. What exactly are these new things? Does the barcode battler play games or what? I've never ever heard about the barcode battler until you printed an article about it in your International Outlook section. Will the barcode battler be coming out in North America? It might be worthwhile to check out. Is anyone familiar with the barcode battler?
Please explain.
Nope.
It's like a thing that caught on in Japan. They tried to make it catch on here. It was a little system that didn't have a screen, but you'd swipe barcodes from anything, and it would generate a character for you that could go on a quest. But it was just like
What do you mean it doesn't have a screen?
It would generate like a name and like stats for your character, like health and strength.
That's like, what's the game where you put the CDs in the PlayStation?
Like
and
Monster Rancher.
Monster Rancher, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except this like you.
Here's a fun fact. Monster Rancher was the second hardest 20 questions game we ever had after Enter the freaking Gecko last week.
Yeah,
What's a
exactly.
freaking gecko?
Enter the gecko.
Yeah. The barcode battler was not as popular here as it was in Japan.
No.
In the reviews, in the review section, they reviewed Pocky and Rocky, and they gave it 2 9s and 2 8s.
Damn.
There you
The
go.
best Super Nintendo game yet or ever.
False.
Apparently
Say that
not.
out there. False.
Have you played Pocky and Rocky?
I remember hearing about Pocky and Rocky, but it
You're
was
no
not-
better
No,
than
listen.
the worst.
Oh, whatever. Oh, right. It's better than Zelda or Mario or any of those games that were out at the time.
I'm just saying, you got to play a game before you criticize it.
Pocky and Rocky, you let me know.
Okay,
They
we'll get a
reviewed-
copy. We're going to play it.
They reviewed Ninja Warriors, which I only bring up because that is being remade and released like this month, I think,
Ninja Warrior.
on current systems. Yeah, and it's just an arcade like beat 'em up game. It's
Well,
not very
but then there's
special.
the game called Ninja Warrior, which is
Single
three
warrior?
arcade
No,
monitors.
that's this game. That's this
Okay.
game.
Well, why does it look like it's just one?
Because you can't do that on a home system.
Yeah, that's no fun.
That's the rub, Sam. They
Three.
Yeah. They reviewed Star Trek: The Next Generation on Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Not crazy about that one. Did you play that one?
No, but I did
No.
play. I really liked the Star Trek Next Generation for NES, and it might be the same game. It's a very slow paced. That looks like it. It's like a slow paced adventure game where you're looking at the scene. I like it though.
They got 2 7s, a 5, and a 6.
Nice.
On that one. And
Engage.
they reviewed Battletoads and Ragnarok's World for the Game Boy. You played that one?
Never heard of it.
I've played it, but yeah, a long, long time ago because I was a big Battletoads fan. But
It got 3 8s and a 7, but the one that gave it a 7, I think he overrated it
Okay.
a little bit. He says Battletoads are everywhere. After an impressive showing on the Super NES, it's a little hard to play this version, but it's worth a look. Same ideas, different plot. The animation is good and the screen is somewhat tolerable. If you must pick up a new Game Boy game this year, you may want to pick this one up.
that's weird.
got it.
Saving
a new Game Boy
review.
game.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
is he
that
comparing
sounds
it
pretty
though
low.
to the SNES one? I mean, I guess like because that would be based
This
more
would
on
have
something
been
Nintendo.
93. That would be much more
Does-
recent.
It read more
guess,
like a
but-
4 to me.
Yeah, I read
Yeah.
pretty low.
Yeah, ouch.
I agree.
Battletoads, great game.
I agree. Let's jump ahead to page. 42 for the top 10s. The top 10s of the month. These are the best-selling games based on Babbage's sales.
Cool.
So
There's
on
still just NES games there?
no, we got everything here. So on
I'm
NES,
like it's late for NES, really, right?
In
Oh no,
nine-
it's 91,
93.
93. Yeah, that's super late. Yoshi's Cookie. Yeah.
Yoshi's Cookies number 2, but Tecmo NBA Basketball was the
Ooh.
best-selling game
That
of
was
the month.
good. Yeah,
Game
I
I've
played
never.
that game.
You played that?
I've played that lots.
Never played that.
That's
Tecmo
great.
Basketball.
Yeah, I love it when you just like pull up for 3-pointer, would go into this like close-up animation of your hands and you'd shoot.
Just like Double Dribble.
Just like Double
They
Dribble.
ripped off Double Dribble.
Well, it was a whole bunch of things like Arch
Dribble.
Rivals. Yeah, Arch
Double Dribble, third hardest game we ever had in 20 questions.
Double Dribble. There's so many good games in that
It's a
era.
real running theme here.
Those are
Sorry,
actual
games.
20 questions games, and they were so
This is
hard.
where Damon gets all of them, not from reading.
You think they were harder
these
than
magazines.
Spy Hunter? Spy Hunter was last week. We already
Oh, was
went out
that
of
the last week?
Yeah.
I feel like Tecmo was still riding high off,
No,
you know,
Spy Hunter was the
their
hardest.
sports games from the NES era, obviously.
On Super Nintendo, Star Fox was the best-selling game.
Yes.
On Genesis, it was X-Men. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a port. Is it a port of the
Is it
arcade?
I think that
one?
was. I thought that was X-Men and Spider-Man versus Arcade for Genesis, and that was a pretty
Wow.
cool game, and it had Spider-Man in it.
I've never heard of this Sega CD game. Jaguar XJ220 is the best-selling Sega CD game.
No idea.
July.
Turns out
What
it's
are
just a
some of the other
software
ones that you
update.
recognize in that top 10? Are there-
Road Avenger, The Adventures of Willie Beamish, Afterburner 3. There we
Afterburner
go.
3.
There's one.
I didn't
that.
even play that. Like I owned a Sega CD that year and played it a lot, and I've never heard of any of those games.
Yeah.
What was
Wonder
I playing?
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
such an idiot kid.
on Game Boy, Super Mario Land 2.
Naturally.
Remember,
That's a great
so
game.
that system
That was
was like
good.
4 years old.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, 6 golden coins still selling.
Yep.
Man.
What page was that? 40?
So good.
Oh, we're gonna jump ahead. What is this game? This ad, a 2-page ad for the Sega Genesis game called Global Gladiators, and they call it Game of the Year. Have you ever even heard of this game? And then they list out like some quotes.
Wait, in an ad they call it Game of the
Yeah,
Year?
how editorially questionable is that? Does it say special advertising section
By
anywhere?
No, it doesn't say
Virgin
anything like
Interactive.
that here. They just include some blurbs from
And there's
reviews.
quotes from other magazines.
But I
on
don't
it.
think
It's
they
great.
say anything about it being Game of the Year. It just says Global Gladiators is one of the highest rated games ever to appear on the Genesis, and that's from Sega Visions magazine. Just like
What?
something like that.
But see, when you made claims back in '93, no one could distribute them. Really, it
I
was
have a lot
not
of
like
problems with the editorial sales separation here.
exactly. It's like I just call it the best ever since sliced bread. It's fine.
Yeah.
The Game Doctor. This is where people could write in with tech questions about games. And the Game Doctor says, as an addendum to last issue's letter from a reader who was asked to turn off his Game Boy on a commercial airliner.
What?
The doc was recently asked to not use his Walkman tape player on a plane.
Wow.
You can do all of that now.
First of all, in 1993, you should have had a CD player.
Well,
not the Game
yeah.
Doctor.
It's right on the cusp.
No, because CD players were not good as portable because they always skipped.
My
so-
first CD player was a Sega
It's part of the
CD.
charm.
Yeah, but yeah.
It says the tape player was not likely to create any problems, but airline folks are sufficiently nervous these days that they asked me not to use it. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the subject, with pilots having voiced complaints about instrument interference from our toys and gizmos.
Wow. If they
That
had
weird?
only have realized
Yeah.
what was to come.
Yes.
Jeez.
People
Your
had a problem
Game
with
Boy.
phones on airplane mode for a long time.
Well, I
too.
remember some of my first few flights. I remember seeing like the cigarette lighter trays in the seats in the middle of them, and you're like, are these used for anything? Like, no.
Well, and like
your
now they
Game
have
Not
Boy.
anymore.
Yeah.
Federally, I think it's mandated that they have this smoking signs still.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're just always on. You can never smoke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they give you the message.
There's
if you're
one
in the
guy just
bathroom.
waiting desperately for
Yeah,
the light
well, that's
to go
the thing.
on.
If the lights go off, I have a pack ready.
Clearly.
I'm not a smoker. I would
It's-
never.
it's clear that you
but,
are.
It'd be fun on a plane. I would start.
Well, you can
It's
just
good
have,
for you and everyone.
You should just do
Just like sharing with
just
more
a cigar.
people. Yeah, even
a
better.
big-
Yeah.
Your big pipe, actually.
A
with
big
your patch.
Churchill.
All right, in the next wave section for previews, this is new soft news. It's CES time again, and this is before E3, so they got really excited about CES. Here is but a brief list of what to expect from the companies at this summer's CES show in Chicago. Nintendo certainly isn't slowing down these days. They have 2 new games in the works for the Super NES system. Remember Wario from the second Game Boy Adventure? Well, he's starring.
Mario was kind of obscure at the time. I mean,
Yeah,
it's because
exactly.
Well, he's starring in a new game called Mario and Wario.
cool. That never came out here.
This game is expected to be a mouse game, but no further details were given.
A mouse game.
I don't think it used the mouse.
Super NES
Like
mouse.
it
I
was
can't
a-
remember,
yeah.
but it came out in Japan. It didn't come out here.
Also, look for Yoshi's Road Hunting on its way to the Super NES.
I think that might have been Yoshi's Safari.
Yoshi's Safari.
Okay, yeah. Wow, my brain was just like, are we killing Yoshi? Is Yoshi killing other people? Wow, dark.
Pretty good. And then there's a preview for Super Mario Collection, which
Oh,
would be
wow.
Super Mario All-Stars.
Oh, nice. Right. Oh, so good. Those
Yeah.
remastered games.
That's the first time I've seen them on the collection. They have a preview for Castlevania Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis, which is really, really good.
Yep.
Like, you can tell that, especially for these Japanese games, these previews of Japanese games are being written by people for whom English is not their first language. I like the caption to this screenshot is just, "It is up to the hero of Castlevania,"
Giant enemy crab.
and then, "This is it, the first picture of Castlevania Bloodlines."
That's
Can you
kind
ma-
of cool.
Can you, but can you
We
make
would
anything
sensationalize
out?
that. Oh, it's all
just
dark
like you
and
can't even
crappy.
like make anything. It just says,
Oh, yeah.
"This is it, the first picture of Castlevania Bloodlines."
What we used to get excited for.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think it's a bullshot?
That was definitely a bullshit.
Maybe a reverse bullshot.
Yeah, reverse bullshot. You just screw your
It
game.
actually looks better in person.
Camp
What am I
California.
looking for? Page
Mortal
one.
Kombat. Oh,
Here we go. Oh yeah, there's an ad for this EGM Super Tour '93.
whoa.
What is this? What was that show like? How did EGM the magazine go on a tour and put on a show?
July 15th.
I wonder if they had like game stations.
It says coming to a city near you. It was like all in these different cities on the same day.
okay. We'll look some videos because there's probably like local news coverage of it.
Yeah, maybe there's something on YouTube for that. And oh yeah, you ever heard of this game Camp California?
Nope.
No.
Let me read you the synopsis. This is coming to Turbo Duo. The boys of the beach. What a bum deal. The big cheese is going to turn the beach into a nuclear power plant. To stop him, Byron Bear must rescue the Camp California band and their instruments. To do this, Byron needs to collect tires for his vehicle, the Woody, and travel through different cities collecting cans to recycle for fuel, collect hearts to replenish life, and use different characters as you rescue them from certain situations.
Man.
Is that a straw?
Yeah.
Why is that straw so long?
He can't be bothered.
He's so chill and laid back.
Yeah.
Man, I won't get into the Chernobyl conversation again. But The Simpsons really did bring the whole nuclear power. Ooh, it was bad. Like that was 91, 92. It's crazy. It's you're gonna change it, the beach into a power plant. Seems pretty logical.
Seems safe.
I can't even tell what type of game that is.
It looks to be a side-scrolling platform.
Is it like a Fester's Quest-esque?
I don't think there's any top-down segments, though.
Okay.
And then at that EGM show, there's a Bomberman 93 championship.
Oh yeah, I remember actually.
Esports in
I
93.
remember being in Star Fox Championships and playing the Star Fox Championship.
did that?
Part. Yeah, I did that. I actually have a shirt.
Really?
Yeah, I got. I
That's
scored a
cute.
95 out of 100. I missed. Do
Do you still wear that shirt?
I actually have that shirt at my house in Saskatchewan. So yeah, I know.
No.
It's yeah.
I've played that card. It's interesting.
It is. It's cool. Yeah,
like
it
a
resets
standalone,
after
like,
the
weird
first.
level.
Yeah.
There's a preview of Bubble Bobble 2 on NES.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a very rare game.
Yeah, it was.
I have it.
Different.
But it would have been like 10 years later at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
93?
Bubble Bobble, happened in 86 or 87, right? And then, it was really popular on NES. But then they did this game called Rainbow Island, which is called the
Yes.
story of Bubble Bobble 2.
Yeah.
But that's a different game. And then Bubble Bobble Part 2 came out in 94.
Yeah.
That's why it's rare.
They missed that window to capitalize.
Anyway, that's a look. What was going on in July 1993?
Crazy.
That was like yesterday.
Electronic Gaming Monthly.
It does.
It's good.
It's so good.
This is also from Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel. Oh,
Wait, 1 sec. Check this out. Here it goes.
it's so good. I love 8-bit music.
It's so good. And then wait.
There's
Okay.
so much instrumentation going
It's
on.
great.
There's,
Mm-hmm.
it's great.
It's really good. That brings us to Video Game 20 questions. Our suggestion this week comes from Dave Brown in the UK. He says, "Hey Damon and the Scoop Patrol, should I be proud that I got Gex, Enter the Gecko correct?"
Yes, you should. Nicely done.
He did misspell.
Way to rub it in.
He misspelled Gex.
Oh,
so.
false. You didn't get it.
Negative
Just
10
like
points
we
to
didn't get
Gryffindor.
it.
Maybe it was spelled that way in the UK. Does it just have an extra U?
He says, "I thought I'd
that,
offer a suggestion for this week's 20 questions that will offer a different kind of challenge.
Interesting.
Let the questioning begin." That's
2 eye patches next week. It's not going to.
All right, let's break it down to the year.
All right.
Let's do it.
Tina.
Is it on current generation consoles?
no,
Would this have been a game before 1990?
no.
Released.
Before 2000?
Was it released before 2000? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
90s game.
10-year
At that
window.
time frame.
That's good. We have to take a look at these. Should we ask the question? Would this game have been featured in the magazine we just looked at?
Could it have been featured
Could it have
in
been-
the
Could it have been featured in the magazine?
July
Well, that's going to be
1993
a yes. Don't
issue?
ask that question.
Well, that's good.
Because
Yeah.
if it was from 1997, it couldn't be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could it have been featured in this issue of EGM? Yes.
Okay.
So it's from that 16-bit-ish, 8-bit-ish
Era. Yeah.
Is it multi-platform?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 5.
Did it have a portable version?
Yes.
Ooh.
Was there sequels?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Okay. So
Is this based on a license?
No.
Do you play in the first-person perspective? I love these
good.
tricky
That's-
ones.
No, it's good because he didn't say yes or no.
Yeah.
So it's a nice.
So we know there's a weird in
yeah,
between.
there's some kind of mode there
Um,
because that eliminates platformers and a bunch of things.
abstractly, yes. I think you play in the first person.
Interesting.
Remember, this guy is from the UK.
Yeah.
And he said it would be something spooky.
Yeah.
He said
You
he
didn't say
wants something
spooky.
Now, what did he say exactly?
We have to think
What was word
outside the
exactly?
box.
Yeah.
Is it even a video game?
That question is good though.
Oh, but as a portable version.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Abstractly. Like, do you control a character, but you, as the player, are acknowledged? Maybe. Like, is it like some kind of Sims? No.
Oh, right. Yeah, like you're controlling.
Yeah. No, because you
God's
don't play in
perspective or
first
something.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this eliminates a lot of what I would have guessed, like a Nintendo franchise platformer, all that other stuff.
Was this designed in Japan?
No. That's 10.
Wow, we really burned through those first 10, guys.
We really did.
Well, we learned a lot.
We did learn.
We know nothing.
We learned a lot today.
Yeah, outside of 20 questions.
Do you think this game would be on a top 100 list for the consoles that it was on?
Yes.
That gets us nowhere.
Well, what if we
I'm
keep
still stuck
narrowing
on
it
this
down?
abstract first person thing. Should we ask if it's also third person and see what he says then?
You can ask whatever you
Abstractly,
want.
yes.
I feel like we should ask a couple other questions to narrow down the genre.
Yeah.
I still don't know what
Is
platforms it's
it
on.
a
No,
strategy?
I know, but I feel like it could be on a bunch
Do you consider
of platforms.
Sims a strategy game? What is Sims? Just city builder?
Like godlike.
Yeah. Is it a city builder?
No.
Okay, so there goes that theory.
Because it could have been SimCity. Was this on the NES?
Yes.
Okay, that helps a lot.
Okay, so because it could straddle that sort of like early generation of.
It has to be something like,
Late
ubiquitous
Nintendo.
if it was on so many different platforms. And it would be like, somewhat well received. So
You asked if there were sequels. He said yes.
He did say yeah. Yeah.
I like talking about Damon like he's not here.
Yeah. That's until he reacts.
But the abstract first person thing is like really strange
I
for
know.
Yeah.
NES. So that would be like,
That's what I mean.
it could be a strategy game.
Yeah, but strategy you don't really.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Well, I guess actually you do.
Well,
Because in
it's
Civilization, you do play. Like, you are a character in the game.
I'm
mean,
thinking
yeah.
of like Sid Meier's Pirates or like something
Yeah.
like that.
Is it a Sid Meier's game?
Whoa, let's ask if it's a strategy game.
yeah.
Is it a strategy game?
Probably not like
In an abstract
it's
way?
adjacent. Strategy adjacent, but if you're going to put it into one bucket, you probably wouldn't pick the strategy.
Okay.
bucket.
So I feel like it's.
So it has strategy elements.
I feel like it's RPG almost more so than.
I wonder if I'm totally off track with the you are the character abstract thing. What's a game that
Yes,
has strategy elements? Was a
really don't
successful
focus on
series?
that. I know.
There's so many Japanese games that are like,
Final Fantasy. Or,
turn-based stuff on
Yeah.
the NES, and it's not going to be one of those.
No. Any kind of like tower defense?
There's like Rampart and like board game type stuff. Or do you take turns in this game?
No,
Boss music time.
that's 15.
Oh, nice. The Battletoads boss music.
We're screwed now.
You're so good at identifying tunes, CJ.
love it.
I'm really
I
impressed.
spent a lot of time in this fighting those Battletoad bosses. Baddies.
Would you say this is from a top-down perspective?
No,
See, that's what. Yeah. 'cause
Like
I
an
was trying to
isometric
eliminate-
game?
That would have eliminated all this stuff from the start. Now we know.
I feel like I want to ask if it's either like a racing game or a.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Or-
for a racing game, you are the character too.
Yeah, that like or a pilot game or something like that.
Well, it still has to have some strategy elements.
You could. I mean, if you're behind a ship or something like that.
Yeah.
How have we not gotten closer than this? If like it's an NES game on
know.
everything, we've probably all played it.
Well,
It's probably just sitting out there on my desk.
so let's ask if it's a flying game. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Why would you
that-
think? I don't see
Well,
how
because
we
it's
got
a
to
first
flying
person, like it's like first
Because it has first person elements. And that makes sense because you can go into different modes if it's
Maybe.
a driving game or some kind of piloting game.
But no driving games on NES were ever. Well, there were some cockpit ones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And if they had sequels, there might be something like, not Afterburner, but
What's the outside the box angle though? Like, what kind of weird game would this be? And be on Game Boy presumably and NES.
that's what I mean. Like to me, it's not a sports game. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got to be maybe some kind of racing game, some kind of flying game. or
Does this have multiplayer?
I think you've already asked that in a way.
No, I didn't.
No, in what way?
Well, he said like, can you take turns or whatever?
That's
There's
different.
lots of games you can take turns.
I guess, but I feel like okay.
Well, that is old school multiplayer. You take turns.
some of the ports have multiplayer.
Ooh, ports. So something successful enough to come.
I think it's
out
Lemons.
Is how many questions? How many?
You have 3 questions left.
So 2 questions, I guess.
That might be too strategy or puzzly for this.
We could
That was
eliminate.
on everything.
It was. Yeah, and I mean,
It's definitely on NES. It's definitely on Game Boy.
yeah, it's also on PC, obviously, and then You want to ask that if was this game on PC?
No, I would almost call it. Did he say it has strategy elements?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I mean, that matches up everything, so we can either eliminate it or we can try to like go wider still.
Right.
And it has sequels.
I don't know. I don't know where to go from here, but
Do you want to eliminate Lemmings by asking kind of a question that?
A leading question.
Yeah.
does this game have a self-destruct button in it?
Yes.
Oh, wow, Sam, good guess.
It's Lemmings.
It is Lemmings.
There it is.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice move, Sam.
Mega Man.
You can take that eye patch off now.
Yes.
Throw it on the ground.
You've earned your sight back.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Yeah, Lemmings. I think
Nice throw.
I think it'd probably fall in the puzzle category, but certainly is like a lot of strategy involved in
Well,
it.
once we kind of eliminated the sim games,
Yeah.
I did not. My
went
brain
down a
wasn't
whole-
thinking
yeah.
Lemmings.
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely
okay,
not.
Lemmings, SimCity. I was categorized as all kind of.
If we would have asked if the developer is still around, what would you say?
I would have said yes.
Yeah.
Because it's Rockstar North.
Yes. it is like-
That's true.
yeah.
Wow.
And that would not have helped us at all.
No, not really. Yeah.
And then, so Tina, I say first person abstractly because I think you're supposed to be just
Like
you
watching
seeing the
them.
lemmings
Yeah.
and giving
Yeah.
them orders, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It's some kind of strategy element where you're conducting.
Who are you
part
in
of the
Lemmings?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're you, I guess.
Are you a human?
And why do they listen to you?
Yeah.
But you totally are targeting them and telling them all
Yeah.
what to do. You're
Yeah.
not anything but some third party.
You control their
Well, even like,
destiny.
yeah, any kind of strategy game is the same, like Warcraft or StarCraft or whatever.
And since it has that aiming reticle, that's like first person, right? Like
Yeah.
it's hard to tell what perspective that is.
Well,
Right.
that's what I mean. Like typically in all those other games, it's just top down. But what that question?
Yeah, abstract.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, really threw us.
Still platforming, but not really.
What clicked for you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
what
like-
was it?
Eventually, you were
I just had to
like,
go into my mind palace for a little bit. You couldn't see this, but I actually closed this eye and really thought,
That's your superpower.
Mind Palace.
We're often in meetings
Sherlock
and Sam
Holmes
is
said
like,
it.
wait a minute.
Sam, there's a special spot right here for you.
you can do it. You can cover it with your bangs or
Yeah,
your hair.
exactly. Let me take a moment. Shut down for a second.
Good boss music, good intro music, good victory music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all really
Yeah.
solid.
That was
I
pretty
feel good
fun.
about
and
that.
nicely job. all
Nicely
of you.
job.
Yeah.
Nicely job.
Thank you too. Again, that was.
So that was
Mr.
Dave Brown in the UK.
Thanks, Dave.
Good suggestion.
Yeah.
We do have a shorter week here at IGN. CJ, are you getting crazy for Canada Day tonight?
Yeah, I'm getting crazy for Canada Day by getting ready to go to Guardian Con, which is a destiny.
Is that this
I think.
weekend?
That's July. So we're leaving on the 4th, and it's 5th, 6th,
Wow.
7th over in
Not even
Florida.
Is there a
Celebrate
single
Independence Day?
tradition? Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, nothing. I was just going to make an America thing.
Yeah. No,
Just going to make it about America. Like
no,
we
I
always
mean
do.
it's similar. I mean, there are like Canada Day parades and celebrations and fireworks and stuff like that. But definitely, I would say that in America, well,
But is there a tradition you can like bring, home tonight where your kids are like, "Yay, we're doing this because it's Canada Day."
see, it's one of those things that once you're a Canadian inside America, you can wave your Canadian flag around and go, "Yay!" And everybody's like, "Get to work! It's not Canada Day in America. I am still here." So it is one of those things where you just kind of like go, "Yay!" And I send my parents, and they send me photos of them at parades and stuff, and I go, "Well, it's July 4th for me down here."
It's just sad because you're not allowed to take off the 4th of July either because you're Canadian, and that's just weird.
yeah, it's
Do you
odd.
sing that How I Met Your Mother song?
Always, yeah.
Let's go to the mall.
That's the theme. No, most people don't even. I would say you guys probably can't even sing the Canadian national anthem. Most people
Probably.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, you cannot. Yeah, yeah.
I can't even
Is it
sing
Oh
the
Canada?
American anthem. Are you kidding me? Like, get out of here.
Canada.
Hey, Sam.
Do-do-do.
There it is. Do 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 do. That's good. At least you know the first
Our-
2 letters.
Land in something.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You did okay.
But
That's
yeah.
enough.
So, anyways, it's fun. We know that it's happening for the people north of the border.
And then Sam, you're traveling next week.
Yep, I'm going to Japan
Yeah.
for a couple weeks. I've never been. I've gotten a lot of advice from
Nice.
you two on going to Japan recently, and
Very jealous.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Not going to Tokyo though, going everywhere else, which should be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely be looking forward to your report. But I'm just you're missing just next week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay, wow. So we're gonna get you.
No. I'm missing the rest of this week and all of next week.
Next week, yeah. Okay.
I'll be back for Scoop after that.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
If you need me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll soldier on without you next week, and I'll tell Justin that you lost 20 questions and he has to wear the eye patch.
That'd be great.
He has to get his own
He'll
damn
just watch
iPad.
the episode.
All right, that's all the scoops we have here this week. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Tina. Remember, you can always reach us at the email address, gamescoop@ign.com. My name is Damon. This is IGN GameScoop, and we're out.